Andrea Yates killed her 5 children in the home bathtub early on June 20, 2001. After then, she dialed 911 and awaited the arrival of the cops. However, her crime and the ensuing legal processes forced the American judicial system and women's mental health difficulties to face reality. Andrea Yates had battled mental health issues her whole life before turning into the mother who drowned her children. She had suicide thoughts and bulimia as a youngster. She would also receive a diagnosis of schizophrenia, delusional thinking, and depression as an adult. Nevertheless, she had a rather secure, straightforward, and deeply religious life in a Houston suburb with her spouse, Russell, and their family. However, Andrea Yates was certain that she and her kids were going to hell by 2001. Andrea's delusions, stoked by a family friend's biblical beliefs, led her to feel that killing her children and going to jail for the crime would be the only way to save them and stop Satan from coming back to Earth. Before starting the video, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with the latest uploads. Andrea Yates, who is she? On July 2, 1964, in Houston, Texas, Andrea Pia Kennedy was born. She excelled at Milby High School. She captained the swim team, was a member of the National Honor Society, and was the valedictorian. Still, she struggled with an eating issue and thought of ending her life. With perseverance, Andrea completed her nursing degree from the University of Texas School of Nursing in 1986. In 1989, while working as a certified nurse, she met Russell Yates. They moved in together soon after, both of them 25 years old and devout, and on April 17, 1993, they were married. Having as many children as nature would allow was the couple's pledge. They had 4 sons and 1 daughter over the course of the following 7 years, all named after biblical characters. Noah was born in 1994, followed by John, Paul, Luke, and Mary in 2000. However, it looked that postpartum depression would relapse more severely with each childbirth. Furthermore, Andrea Yates had already been seriously impacted by Michael Waroniecki's religious doctrines by the time Mary was born. The extremist religion of Andrea Yates. Waroniecki and Russell Yates had been friends in college. Waroniecki was an independent priest who advocated for a strict brand of spirituality that could only be found in close, family-centered households. When the Yates family bought a camper van from Waroniecki in 1997, they were living in cramped quarters, and Andrea started teaching her kids in the 38-foot trailer. However, she was also experiencing postpartum depression in increasingly severe episodes. After giving birth to Luke in 1999, she was administered trazodone for her condition. Subsequently, on June 17 of that year, Andrea Yates purposefully overdosed on the antidepressant, resulting in a 10-day coma. Russell discovered her with a knife to her throat on July 20th, the day she was allowed to leave the hospital, and she was asking to die. Preacher Michael Waroniecki had a profound impact on Andrea Yates, who thought that moms who were immoral like her would suffer eternal hell for their children. "My children weren't righteous. They were destined to perish in the fires of hell," the prisoner declared. Russell, her spouse, admitted that her mental illness, not the preacher, was the source of the hallucination. Yates was one of the sickest patients that Dr. Eileen Starbranch had ever seen. The antipsychotic Haldol, which she recommended, eased Andrea's health and allowed her to resume her homeschooling schedule and exercise. The mother who submerged her children. Psychiatrists advised Andrea Yates not to have any more children due to her depression, but the family ignored their advice. Mary was born on November 30, 2000, to Andrea. The family had by then purchased a small home in Clear Lake, Texas. After her father passed away in March 2001, Andrea not only started self-mutilating but also stopped feeding her daughter. During this time, she spent many nights in the hospital, although the stay simply produced non-binding recommendations for psychological testing. Furthermore, Yates stopped using Haldol on June 3, 2001. On June 20, 2001, a little over 3 weeks later, Russell Yates went for work at 8:30 in the morning. An hour later, he planned to hand off parenting responsibilities from Andrea to his mother. Unfortunately, it was too late already. When Andrea Yates said goodbye to Russell, she made cereal for her 4 oldest boys. Then, after filling the bathtub 9 inches deep with cold water, she brought the 6-month-old Mary inside and drowned her, leaving her body floating in the water. Then, going back to the kitchen, she killed the others one by one in age sequence, starting with the next youngest, and placed their bodies on the bed. Mary was still visible though. The oldest, Noah, attempted to flee upon seeing his sister, who was dead, but Andrea also stopped him. Yates put Mary on the bed, left Noah in the tub, and phoned the police. Then she told Russell to come home over the phone. Andrea Yates, where is she now? Following her custody by the police, Andrea Yates told to Dr. Philip Resnick, a psychiatrist, that her children would not grow up to be righteous. She felt that only her own punishment for killing children would bring Satan to earth's knee, since killing them before they were wicked had rescued them from torment. Andrea Yates admitted right away that she was the one who drowned her children, even going so far as to say that she had waited for her husband to depart before doing so. To prevent him from meddling, she had even kept the family dog in his kennel that morning. She was defended by George Parnham, an attorney retained by a family friend. Yates' defenders claimed insanity during her 2002 trial, but Texas law demanded proof that she couldn't tell the difference between right and wrong. She was convicted and given a life sentence with the possibility of release in 2041. Russell, her spouse, explained her behavior away as the devil taking advantage of a vulnerable moment. An appeals court determined in 2005 that the jury was convinced by misleading evidence on a Law and Order episode that never happened. Yates was committed to a mental health hospital after she was declared not guilty by reason of insanity after a retrial in 2006. Yates gives up her yearly release option and agrees to be permanently under court supervision. Enjoying our content? Please like and share video with your friends, and don't forget to share your thoughts in comment section. Don't miss out on future videos. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with the latest uploads. Thanks for watching.